I'm excited to be with you this week on Parenting Pause. This is Leslie Potter. And this March 4th, I am going to be on a parenting summit. It's called Raising Resilient Children. And I am doing a talk called Moving from Worry to Wonder. Now, I think we've talked about worry in this podcast before, but I'm going to talk about it again because it is such a big topic for parents. We worry. We're worried about the future, worried what's going to happen, worry. It goes so much along with that feeling of powerlessness that we all feel when we're not able to keep our children safe in the future or to control their journey into the future. So out of our discomfort, we move into a state of worry. But what we do with that worry, instead of taking ownership of it and saying, well, I'm really uncomfortable with where you are right now, with you not doing your homework or with you going out, whatever it is, and take responsibility that that's my discomfort, we project that onto our children. And we tell them, I'm so worried about you. I'm worried you're not going to be successful. I'm worried that you're not going to read. Now, I want you to take a moment and imagine someone coming and telling you, if I'm sitting with you and say, I'm so worried about you. I'm so worried that you're not going to raise your children well. I'm so worried that you're not going to be able to do this. What happens inside? Does that engender in you this confidence and this feeling that you can move through your difficulties, your challenges, that you've got it? Or does that collapse you in some way and either builds two things? It can happen is it creates like a defiance. No, you don't know me. Or it might create a learned helplessness where I just collapse and say, oh yeah, you need to be worried. You know better than me, so I'll hand all my power over to you. Woo! Just think about it for a moment. So it's so beautiful when you can acknowledge that you're worried, because I'm worried about the future these days. There's so much going on in the world, and I can get myself into quite a spin and a story about worried about making the right choice or the wrong choice, or what am I going to do in the future? And what that does is, like I say, it's like putting your foot on the gas pedal, but revving the engine. You've got it in park or in neutral. And you just go, and it doesn't facilitate, especially in parenting, that worry, because it's about a future. It doesn't facilitate the wonder in the moment, right? So this week, I'm going to support you in taking some time and asking yourself, when do you notice that worry? And it may be like mine, I'm so worried my kid's not doing their homework, they're not going to read, and if they don't read, they're not going to ever grow up, and they're not going to get a job, and then they're not going to leave home, and then they're going to not be successful. If you have any of those thoughts going round and round and round, whatever yours are, take a moment, put your hand on your heart, and say, well, of course you're uncomfortable. Of course you feel this discomfort because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. And of course you want the best for your child. So of course you want to control that, and you want to make sure, and that turns into worry. Of course, I hear you, I see you. Say this to yourself. And the reality is that your child is not helpless. Your child may be struggling. They may be challenged. They may be taking risk, but they are not helpless. And worrying about them does not really support them. If anything, it puts a barrier between your heart and theirs. And yet, if you move into wonder with yourself. Don't you wonder? I wonder sometimes how I got to my age and I'm still okay. And I was able to buy a house, and I'm able to feed my child, and I was able to offer her experience. I wonder sometimes, how did that happen from where I started, right? And so if you can move when you notice that worry, offer yourself that love, and then say, I wonder I wonder what would happen if I relax. I wonder what would happen if I stop gripping so hard and revving my engines and just supported my child where they are, supported myself where I am, and just opened to this moment. So this week, give it a shot. Move from worry to wonder and check out the summit. I'm going to have the link. I'll put it with the topic on the podcast on my website. You can copy and paste that link, put it in, go sign up. I'll be on there March 4th, and there's a lot of other speakers there, so you'll have all kinds of people to hear from. But make sure you check out From Worry to Wonder. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.